Good morning, beautiful friends and family. In a new wave spell. Blue night. Oh dear, am I feeling that one? Dream time. It's like it says to me, you have to sleep in order to dream, my dear. Do not underestimate the power that is here. Slow down. Think less. Receive. Or don't. Just open yourself up. Be wide. Be still. Observe. Feel the wind dreaming itself into being. I see trees and bushes dancing in front of me, and flowers reaching for the sun. Everything reaches for the sun and longs for the cooling night to dream of yet another sunrise. The eternal cycle of life that never tires, like a heartbeat that just goes on and on and on and on. And when it stops, it doesn't know that it ever existed. It doesn't know that it ever dreamed itself into being. I'm using a different headset this morning, so the possibility of the audio not being very clear, I apologize. There's nothing I'm going to do about it. I'm going to put it out as it is. Either it can be heard and listened to or not. Doesn't matter. The broadcast is happening anyway. I'm connecting with the field. I'm bridging into dream time. And I am aware of how my conditioned logical mind wants to kick up some anxiety about this is not the way it should be. Is this allowed? Can you just sit here and be like this? And I'm usually very, very good at just sitting and being like this. But in the last couple of years, I haven't lost being good at it. I've just become aware of other aspects of myself. So I'm aware of them. It's like being aware of the earth beneath the bushes and trees that I'm looking at. Or there's lawn, and then there's tree and bush, or there's flower pot, and then there's flower. They are very different in nature. But maybe they, like a flower in a flower pot, they need each other. It's a flower pot without a flower. I'm reminded of a story from Winnie the Pooh. It's somebody's birthday. Piglet? Or Eeyore? Or Owl? I don't remember. Or Tiger? And he says, "Oh, I have a pot of honey." And he puts a ribbon on it and makes his way over there to whomever. And on the way, he's like, "Oh, I'm hungry. I'm tired. Oh, look, I have honey." He sits down under a tree and he eats the whole pot of honey. And then he gets up and thinks, "Where was I going? What was I doing? Oh, someone's birthday. Oh, my birthday present, a pot of honey. Oh." And this is the moment where all of us go like, "Oh my gosh, you ate the birthday present." But it wouldn't be Winnie the Pooh if it weren't Winnie the Pooh, right? So in his brilliance, he's like, "Oh, I've got a pot for a birthday present." And it's so cute because whoever he was going to give the honey to is somebody who doesn't eat any honey anyway. So he's like, "I have a pot for your birthday." And the person or that whoever it is says, "Oh, great. It's just what I was looking for. I can put my dim 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 in there." And Winnie's like, "Ah, how good that the pot is empty. How fortunate." What a fortunate turn of events. Abundance. The abundance of emptiness. Blue night represents dreamtime, intuition, abundance. Abundance. The honey is abundance. The pot is abundance. Emptiness is abundance. An empty pot may be awaiting something to fill it. A flower needs a flower pot. A flower pot needs a flower. And maybe we very often underestimate the abundance of emptiness, calling it lack. Guilty as charged. Meantime, it's like you're being given everything you need. Just hang out where you are. Just chill. You're not given the means to jump through hoops, perhaps, but you have everything you need to sit still and enter dream time for a spell. And as we know, our subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what we actually experience and what we imagine we are experiencing. Far too many of us are making far too little use of that. Sit down and dream. It's so healthy to go into dreaming, daydreaming. It's really good for the brain. I would wager what is that expression? I hazard a guess. I wager I don't know now. I would like to propose that maybe I should investigate if inquiries or research has been done in that direction already. Perhaps illnesses like Alzheimer's and dementia also stem from too much beta brainwaves, too little alpha, too little dream time, too little sleep and dream. The brain cleans itself in certain ways. It does so during sleep. It may also do so during alpha. I don't know, but just the joy of daydreaming. We spend a lot of time day worrying, being anxious about things that have not happened. We do not spend, most of us, equal amount of time dreaming of things we want. In the evening when we come home from work, few of us sit down for a dreaming session. We zone out in front of the TV and we think it's relaxing. Yeah, well, it does. It does relax us, doesn't it? I I certainly feel a very, very, very distinct pull into this sleepiness. And usually, my experience is when I feel this kind of sleepiness, I resist it unless it's evening. Or I can take a nap. I don't mind then, but if it happens like anytime during the day, it doesn't happen very often. But when it does, I don't always greet it with welcome, I notice. And today I'm going to just let it be and allow it to possess me, to guide me, to lead me. I follow the sleepiness, this kind of drowsy, sleepy, very relaxed. There's feeling, and where is the Skywalker? It's the antipod. Wakefully exploring space is the antipod to the blue night. So there is in me something in this relaxed state of, let me call it sleepiness for want of a better word. Something is very awake, but it's very comfortable. It's not awake for activity, it's awake for observation. And I notice it's not even a mental exploration. There's no analysis mode going on in my brain. I'm not thinking. I am observing and speaking out of observation mode. We have the warrior in the analog and this mirror in the occult. So we're reflecting order. I'm reflecting. I am exploring the reflection of reality. I'm not acting. I'm not active. I'm not doing in the classical sense. It's I want to say it's such a divine state of being because it's really, really comfortable. And the blue night stands for intuition. The intuition is exactly not thinking. It's just, it's one of our superpowers. It's in the wave swell of the yellow sun. And it would be really interesting to me if every one of us made a podcast like this, talking from their own perspective through the Tzolk'in. Everyone would probably always somehow represent the seal and wave spell of their birth. For me, it's the yellow sun. I can't leave that easily, I think. Why would I? Whatever. I mean, that's who I am. It's like changing my voice. Why would I? So consciousness or the sense of self, life. For life, the blue night, for the sun, the blue night is self-existing. Tone 4. And remember, the sun was on tone 4 when this castle started, which was 2 wave spells ago on Red Earth. And it has 2 more wave spells to go. The castle consists of 4 wave spells. There are 5 castles in the 20 wave spells that we have. We have 1.5 more castles to go. We're in the 4th castle now. And the tone for these 52 days, 4 times 13 days of creation, of this period of creation, it's a 9-month period in total. But it's a fractal, right? Like a pattern. It's code. This part is given form, it's defined by the sun. The first fourth tone in a castle sets the defining tone for the entire castle. So this one is all about, is defined by or defining our consciousness. Red earth, white dog, blue night, and yellow, oh nice, warrior. Again, with a knight and a warrior, there are two wave spells following each other that have each other in each other's skin signature. I love that. I don't know why. Just like that. So it's navigation, evolution, Red Earth. It's love, loyalty, heart. White dog, it's abundance, intuition, dreamtime, blue night, and fearlessness, questioning, intelligence, yellow warrior. Those four are defined by and defining our state of consciousness. Our development of consciousness, individually and collectively. What is consciousness? It's an aspect of the divine, developing itself, the divine life itself, experiencing, exploring itself, dreaming itself, and it has attached to itself the Skywalker. I absolutely adore the name Skywalker. The sky is inside us, and we walk it. It's as if the picture I have is a human hanging overhead, walking in the sky, and maybe I can reach up and touch that person's hanging down hair. Exploring our minds. There's no gravity there. It's not that there are no rules, but there's not the third dimensional rules there. Just like in dream time, in our dreams, there are rules, but they change all the time. They're not fixed. Anything can become anything at any point in time. Anything can change at a whim. It's very different to this third dimension where things, if I want to go to the shops and buy a liter of milk, I know exactly what I have to do to get there, and there's no way around that. I cannot not bridge the distance, either walking, cycling, or driving, or taking a scooter, or being driven. Those are kind of like my options, I suppose, you know. It's like I just can't just magically appear there. I cannot get the milk without either stealing it or paying for it. There's not any other way. Or someone else buying it for me. Or stealing it for me. You know what I mean? It's like there are this that you can't change that. In the dream, anything is possible. A liter of milk could suddenly be in a garden bigger than myself. I could suddenly find myself swimming inside the liter of milk, etc. I mean, isn't that fantastic? Our imagination, Skywalker and Blue Knight, our imagination is limitless, unlimited. Just a beautiful place. For a child, it is the most natural thing to use its imagination to play, make believe all of the time. I have such clear recollection of how any collection of bushes would become a home, maybe a cave, maybe a castle, how I would put chairs and tables together in my room or anywhere in the house where there was enough space, put blankets and towels and pillows all over the place and make caves with rooms and doors. Amazing. I love that. and then you dismantle it all. There was no need to hold on to it. Sometimes it was allowed to stay overnight, and the next morning you wake up and you can enter your own cave in the room, or you could even put a pillow in the bed into the cave. Or some of us put a tent in our own like rooms, or it didn't matter. But we broke out of it. It's just like, and as adults, how often do we still play? I think people who love going out in campers, and camping in tents, it's a little bit of that. It's like playing house in a miniature version of a house. It's cute. It's holiday, it's playtime. It's really, really, really a reminder of when we were small and we built a small house and we pretended there's the kitchen, there's the stove, there's this and there's that. And wasn't it fun that we could tell each other, if I made the game rules, I would be mommy, you would be daddy, and this one would be child. Now I say to you, now you say this to me, and then I'm going to say that to you, and then you're going to say this, and then this is going to happen. And then after I've told you what's about to happen, you do what I said, and then we play it, or the other way around. You could be saying this to me. It's not about you doing what I say. It's about, even though I've just determined, like the fun, of course, yeah, actually that was my point. Like I could make you say what I want you to say, and then you would say it, and then we would play, and everybody would be happy. And then you would say, okay, now let's play it again, but differently. I'm going to say this, and then you're going to say that, and then you're going to say this, and you can say that, and then we do that. And we could go on forever. It just didn't, you know what I mean? We stopped when we got hungry. Or when it no longer was fun and we would move on to something else. How did we build this life of obligations, doing stuff that we don't want to do, maybe, that makes no sense? Who in their right mind likes to go to an office, like a tax office? You're like, why did we stop? Why didn't we create a world in which we play? And there are some people who create that world and they play, and then they have their minions. Yeah, and maybe I should shut up at this point. So we have the yellow warrior, and we can fearlessly question our reality. Are we dreaming enough? We have the mirror that reflects the order of our reality. And the less we dream, our life will reflect that. Now I want to briefly talk about, at a magnetic talk, a unify, attract, purpose. Some say that the magnets are for setting intentions, what you want to attract. I would say, I would agree with those who say it's not to that. It's rather, you may observe what you wish for, what you'd like to intend, instead of actively intending, because an intention happens automatically. If I'm hungry, it's automatic that I'd like some food. I don't need to intend that. I don't need to activate that. There's no need for that. That is automatic. And magnetism is automatic. On magnetic days, it's nice to observe, what am I attracting? By way of feelings, by way of thoughts, by way of things, experiences, and whatever. And then linked with, in this case, abundance. Such a catchphrase, such a catchword, such a... I mean, seriously. I started cupping a while ago, and it's just a flow for me, this cupping thing. I need some cups. I look on our local German secondhand internet eBay site, and I find the cups I'm looking for really small money. and I buy. And so I already have almost all I needed. And I'm like, okay, I need the smallest of these small cups. And I need the biggest of them as well. I don't need many big ones because there's not much you can do with a very big one. So one or two is enough. But a handful of the small ones, more than 10, at least 10 would be really nice. So I'm like, I go onto eBay Kleinanzeigen, called eBay Kleinanzeigen, eBay. And I find this woman selling her husband was a naturopath, he passed away 6 years ago, and she's selling his cups. And it's like 32 cups for like 15 euros. I'm like, oh wow. And they arrived yesterday. And they were like 20 of the baby cups. I was like happy as a pig in shit. I feel so blessed. And it tells me that I have no resistance in me, no fear of lack when it comes to this cupping. It's so natural to me. Yes, I do this. Yes, I can. This is like absolutely up my alley. And anything I need, I take one look in the internet. I don't spend 200 hours scouting for shit. I don't spend days and days looking for stuff. No, I look once. I see, I find, I write to the people. They're like, yeah, available. Yeah, I'll post it. Yeah, boom, tring, done. And out of these 32 cups that she sent me, there are like 4 very large ones, 20 of the babies, and some, whatever, 10 or so, 8 in-betweeners, of which I have those already, but doesn't hurt to have 8 more. This is not a problem. So I was like, oh my goodness, I just can't believe, I feel so blessed and so abundant. Like, I can cup the shit out of anyone. Like, I've got 62 glass cups. Like, I can pop them all on your body, like, pow. I don't know if that's good to do. I have to explore. The Skywalker in me is like totally going like, oh my God, please, somebody lay down in front of me and say, just do me, baby. I want to do this and see what happens. So, it's amazing. Life is really amazing. And it's utter simplicity. And you know, I talk about cupping. Everybody should do it. Everybody can do it. You do not need a skill at all. Fire cupping, okay. Yeah, you need to learn something, but you can learn that quickly. No biggie. Hijama or the wet cupping is also another story. But the other kind, it's so easy. It's so simple. Anyone can do it. You can do most areas of your own body by yourself. And the back someone can do for you. You can do on your anybody else. It's like it should be. It's so it unblocks you. If you've been sitting with issues that you've been trying to solve or unblock for some of us have been at it for how long? I think go to a cupping artist. Go to someone who come over here. Go to find a magnetic sun who comes. Schleichwerbung. I'm not advertising myself at all here. No. I just experienced it myself. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm not, this is unblocking me. And I am unblocking myself, but somebody else got me there. And the funny thing is, I don't remember my first 2 cupping sessions that I got, but I just really don't. I don't remember how they must have blown my mind. I don't. It's gone. It's like whatever that my memory has erased that. Seriously. But I know that after the second session, my life had changed so profoundly that it's like, I'm going to do this. And that's not long ago. It was like, I just like, poof, whole field opened up. And like back with the photography, when I came into photography, I could have not anticipated that. I wasn't hoping to become a photographer. On the contrary, I never liked really taking pictures. I didn't like my picture being taken, blah blah blah. And then before I knew it, that whole world just opened up, and I got catapulted into it, head over heels, so to speak. And the same here. And what an amazing journey all these chapters of my life have been. An abundance of pain, an abundance of difficulties. Make no mistake about that. This thing to me sounds like I've just had a walk in the park through my life. No, but I've been on this planet long enough to know, dude, this too shall pass. Like, and this is gonna carve you. This is going to make you stronger. This is somehow going to make you more beautiful. And here's my tattoo. Just as I'm saying that, I always wondered, all my life I wondered, like, would I ever have a tattoo, and what would it be, and where would I have it? This very second, I found my tattoo. This is going to make you more beautiful. Somehow. I'm going to do that sentence onto myself somewhere. Preferably somewhere where I'm going to get a lot of wrinkles. So then it's like, what the fuck? I was like, yeah, exactly. It's just a question of perspective, man. And a question of self-love. I mean, there's no coincidence that the wave spell of the blue night follows the wave spell of the white dog. 13 days later, 13 elements of creation later, if you want to talk linear time. If we look at the wave spells, we're not talking linear time. We're jumping dimensions, because each wave spell is like a different dimension. They reach into each other. They, of course, as dimensions do. Linear would be the progression of the 20 seals. You could say that's very linear. That's one following the other. That sequence never changes. The wave spell sequence also never changes. However, and you could say it's also linear, but in a way you're skipping across time. It's like you're bending space-time. Whatever. So we have the wave spell of the Skywalker running parallel to us, furthest away. We've already been through it. It's incidentally the wave spell following the wave spell of the yellow sun. Totally, it doesn't matter. It's just I have to always say that because I'm biased towards the sun. And I'm terribly biased towards the Skywalker. I think it's no, I lie. I'm just biased towards the Skywalker. I was about to say it's my second favorite wave spell, or maybe it's my favorite wave spell. But then I'm like, oh no, night must be. But then they're attached. Every wave spell is my favorite wave spell. So we have the explorer, wakefully exploring Dreamtime, going along with us for 13 days. We have the reversed wave spell of, okay, so it's the cosmic mirror beneath us, backtracking to the wave spell of the World Bridger, who is attached to both the warrior, who we have in the analog, and the Skywalker, who we have in the antipode. Both attached to the skin of the Blue Knight. Very nice. So we have in the World Bridger backwards, running in the occult, in the unseen, our medicine, perhaps healing the past, perhaps a call from the future. Past and future are the same. In the wave spell of Dreamtime, I can talk about this. I haven't been able to talk about this in other wave spells. as I haven't been able to see this clearly in another wave spell. Now I can see this very clearly. If you go far enough into the future, you walk into your past. It will be your future self walking through your past. So it will be different. And the occult wave spell is exactly the representation of that. World bridger. Death equalize opportunity. And it is attached to the ego, our visionary mind, the skywalker, our wakeful explorer of anything as far as I'm concerned. Call it space if you want to. You need to give it a word, right? And the warrior. And this cosmic world bridger is guided by the dog, by love. Let go with love and blessing. Surrender yourself into life. In this dream time, in this wave spell of the blue night, the invitation is to really surrender, perhaps surrender our will, go deep into flow, and go deep into dream time. Like right now I'm sitting here. What's the next thing? Okay, I can't think of the next thing I want to do, but it's just to come from that space of intuition, not thinking. Just immediately become who you want to be in your imagination. Be it. And don't take any time looking at the reflection of reality that is not yet reflecting back to you who you are. The world bridger in who you want to be, who you in your mind are. There are some things I want to change about my body, and every time I look, I'm like, oh, it's still like that. Oh, I've spoken about this before. No, Tatiana, we're in the wave spell. In the last wave spell, hopefully I've learned to love myself a little more, forgive myself for the patterns of the past that are still showing up in my body as something. I'm like, what the fuck does this have to do with me? This is not who I am. This does not represent me at all. What is this doing here? And instead of resisting, I will learn to love and forgive it and understand whatever. But in dream time now, I can let it go. World bridger, wave spell. And the reflection that I'm seeing is a reflection of the past. I can have 1000% compassion for my past because I am a divine being. So whosever pain I've taken from my ancestors, from my own past lives, from the Akasha, whatever my body is representing, my own self-loathing, my own rejection, my own not feeling worthy or good enough, this lifetime, this person, this consciousness, or any other, doesn't matter because all of it is I am. All of it is worthy of being loved. All of it deserves my love. All of it deserves my compassion. And yet, to change it means I imagine myself, I live myself, I see myself as I am, as I believe I am, as I want to be, and understand that the world bridger, past and future, I will walk myself into the past, future past, that I am, that I want to be. Anything can change. Ego vision. I change consciousness. I live my consciousness through dream time. Do you know what I mean? I resonate on the frequency of who I want to be. Let's explore that. Let's explore that for 13 days. At least I know what I'm attracting, my magnet. I'm going to spend a little bit of time now thinking about what abundance of what am I magnetizing? It has something to do with time and the way I live my time, my consciousness, and freedom, joy, and allowing space, wakefully exploring space. Skywalker wave spell here, who also has the world bridger as the analog. So we have the world bridger. The magnetic world bridger is attached to the magnetic Skywalker, and the magnetic Skywalker is attached to the magnetic night today. This world bridger, this equalized opportunity, dying, letting myself die and reincarnate into myself, and allowing for my own evolution, allowing myself to be who I am, but allowing also that I might have a limited view, that my imagination may be too limited to actually creating the me that I actually am. I may not even have an idea of my own magnificence. I might want something second best and not allow for the best, and therefore I'm getting neither, because my higher self says you're not getting that because that's not who you are, that's not fit for you, that's not, you're following a pipe dream. I've got the better thing waiting for you. So as soon as you're willing to let go of that silly dream of yours, I'm gonna give you what you really are. and that's gonna blow your mind. That's happened to me so many times in my life. So many times. And I clearly haven't fully learned that lesson. So I'm like reminded of that today, that there is so much more abundance than I can even conceive of. And I'm not talking about money or anything, but just life experience, joy, things to have happen out of the blue, it's surprises, exploring space and not spending any amount of time looking at anything I don't approve of. That happens automatically. That cannot be avoided. But it's enough to notice it and to say, not having that. So when it comes to shit like war on this planet, I can look at that and see, I'm not having that. And I don't spend any more time looking at that. And we've had this discussion recently with a friend of mine. This is a very different energy I'm going into now. And I invite you to notice that. How this makes you feel versus what I've just spoken about. The responsibility of the wars on this planet and the responsibility all of us have. And the idea that if we're not actively doing something against it or for a different world, we are supporting it. That is a belief system that is very strongly expressed on the planet. We spoke about people believing if you don't vote in your elections, your non-vote goes to the side that you don't want. And it's all belief systems. I could offer a different perspective. I'm not offering it, but like another perspective is, I look at the wars, I say, I'm not having it, and I'm not looking at it. Someone else is having that. They want these wars, and they attract to themselves everyone who's involved. This is an attraction-based universe. It's a universal law. You cannot be anywhere where you are not a frequency resonant match to. And interestingly, in this wave spell, we have on the resonant tone, the red moon, flow, resonant. Your flow will always be in resonance with your truth, white mirror, in this cosmic mirror, your own universe that you live in is a reflection of your frequency. It cannot be otherwise. And we do not know the humans we're looking at that are somehow in wars and in other very difficult situations. We do not know what their story is. Most of the time they themselves don't know it. I don't know. I've never spoken to someone. Yeah, I have. So I do know they often, yeah, whatever, but that's a very, very, very difficult topic to talk about, because often we have very strong opinions about it. And many of us don't like our opinions challenged, because an opinion is in the category of it's right. I never have an opinion about something that is wrong. You know what I mean? It's my opinions are naturally right. Like if that's how I see it, then that must be right in my own eyes. I wouldn't see it that way and think, oh, I'm probably wrong about that, but I see it that way. Like, no, if I see it that way, I believe I'm right about that. Anyway, so this world, this earth, this dimension, this simulation, this game, this Westworld virtual reality type of place we're in, however we're looking at it, call it reality, call it simulation. It's a real simulation, simulated reality, whatever it is a big, big place, and it has us experiencing firsthand a lot of different things, and infinitely more things secondhand. A secondhand experience is somebody observing somebody having an experience you're not having. That I call that a secondhand experience. And maybe you can empathize, maybe you can have an idea of what that's like to experience that, and maybe you just imagine that you have an idea that you know what that's like to experience that, and you actually don't. It doesn't matter, but the only thing that you know for real is what you experience. And then if someone comes along and says, that's not real, you better be very grounded. Anyway, so there we have it. The wavespell of the analog warrior is going analog. What does that mean? It's not digital. It's not something. It's analog. It's like, analog means like something else. It's different, but very like. So this wavespell. It's not the wavespell of the warrior. It's the straightforward wavespell of the warrior, which is warrior, earth, mirror, storm, sun, blah blah blah. That's the sequence of tones of the warrior wavespell. This one is going backwards in tone. It's magnetic warrior. Instead of the lunar earth, we have the lunar eagle tomorrow. Is it possible? Yeah, on the seed. On the lunar seed. So that wavespell is moving backwards in time in a different way to the way the occult is moving forwards or backwards in time. I find the analog wavespell very fascinating because it's just never really explored that way. The analog eagle, the lunar eagle is challenging this warrior. So in both directions, eagle and warrior are challenging each other and stabilizing each other. And if you explore a little bit, you really start to see how that is. And then that liaison is activated by the earth, the electric earth, and the electric wizard. From both sides, you can open up this field that way, and then the self-existing mirror in the self-existing Skywalker, framing it, and then the center on both sides of the polar opposites are the storm, the overtone storm, if I'm not making this wrong, yep, the overtone storm and the overtone human. And you can form a kind of a circle that it's bigger and bigger with each tone that you add in. Or like an 8, or like another, toxic geometry. It's just amazing. But that stretching it outward, that way, stabilizes the fundament, what is a fundament? Fundamental, the base of this. This is how these two stabilize each other. If any of these tones are not working, if you can investigate, then the stability between eagle and warrior, between vision and fearlessness, is not working. Your visionary creative mind may not work because you may be fearful, and then the stable relationship, or what should stabilize, becomes a challenge. But that's how we grow. Okay. Yeah. I wish us a beautiful wave. May we be consciously aware of how abundant we are. Just look at a bush in front of you and see how many leaves. Count the leaves. And if you're abundant in emptiness, then know that you are a vessel ready to be filled, perhaps. Or acknowledge the abundance of emptiness. Say this is super important. Imagine the universe was just full. I mean, some quantum nanas say it is full. There is no such thing as empty space. But it's all about perspective. But if we're staying in 3D and you look around yourself, look at the abundance of space around yourself. And in that space, all the shapes and forms have space to take shape. And everything you're looking at is your consciousness shaped into an abundant universe of shapes and forms. It's who you are. It's who we are. It's who I am. I am that. I am what we are that expresses itself in this abundance of all that is. Woo! Put on some music and dance. If you don't even have a way to put on music, just imagine in your mind yourself putting on music and dancing. If you're sad, look at yourself, imagine yourself looking at yourself in the mirror and smiling at yourself. Just see yourself smiling at yourself and say to yourself, it's okay that you're sad. It's totally okay. It's totally part of life. You have been very happy and you will be very happy, whatever the opposite of sad is. And it will be so because of the contrast. There will be intense freedom if you're not free right now. Intense freedom. And you will know your freedom because you have been so aware of being unfree. When freedom comes, when your awareness of freedom comes, you will be so intensely aware of it because of how intensely aware you have been of being unfree. Take heart if you needed to hear that. I wish us a fantastic whisper and a beautiful day. Take care. Aho.